Hello, everyone. I'm here. I am ready to draw. I'm just going to be setting up a little bit here, so if you hear any clicking. Today, I know I've been kind of absent from YouTube this week, but I'm here for the live stream, so hopefully we'll have a good one. So I am just setting up really quick here, and if anyone comes on, I'll be curious to know how their week has been going. It's been kind of a strange one from me, although I think I said that last time as well. So yeah, well, I'll have to just see how other people are doing. I'm just, like I said, getting set up. I have to put my OBS, and then I like to put the little chat up so I can see it, and then it's all outside this very big window. So it takes me a minute sometimes to set up. Usually I do it a little ahead of time, but I wanted to try to get this all set up kind of right this time and not just scrambling later, although I feel like I'm scrambling now. So we'll see. Today I'm going to draw Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and I just realized I had my hand in front of my mouth, so hopefully that was picking up okay on the mic. Okay, so I have this here, and I have this window here. You guys can't see what I'm talking about. I'm just getting OBS here. I need to be able to see my mic levels because one time they just didn't appear. So that was a bummer. I mean, the audio cut out is what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm finally ready to get started. And I will start sketching out Alice. I think I'll have her sitting today. So I mean, she's a previously designed character, so I didn't want, yeah, I didn't want to just draw her like standing up, like, you know, when you're designing a character and you just kind of have her standing. Hello, copyright free. You just have her standing. Yeah, I wanted to draw her sitting and maybe like just, you know, somewhere fun in Wonderland, have her enjoying Wonderland. I think I need to move this over really quick. Having some regrets already. I hope that you're having a great day, copyright free. So yeah, I'm going to sketch in her face, starting with her face, just kind of get the angle of her face in. I think this might be a little bit wide. I'm going to give her kind of a skinnier English looking face. Is that a thing? Maybe it's not, but maybe just a smaller face in general, because we're going to have her, oops, I don't want to squish it that much. We're going to have her sitting, so have that up like that. Yeah, I'm getting started a little bit earlier today. If you're watching this archived, I usually do this at 11:30, and it's 11:24 now. So I guess not too early, but usually when I say 11:30, I don't get to it until like almost noon, usually my time. Let me see here. Okay, I forgot I was going to message someone when I was going on here, and I told him I would. I don't want him to think that I'm ignoring him. So I'm going to bring that up real quick, but I'm going to keep sketching while that's loading. So I think what I'm going to have, I'm just going to do kind of a gesture thing now. I'm going to have this kind of, that's probably a little too big. I'm going to have her sitting kind of slouched and kind of improperly sitting with her arms, you know, on her knees sort of thing. So I'm going to draw that here. The action line, maybe she's sitting kind of like this. And you can imagine her knees would come up like this. And this is just basically putting the gesture sketching, or whatever the term might be. Yeah. So I'm going to send a quick message off here. How is everyone doing? I feel kind of bad just doing this while live streaming. I'm always such a mess. I'm just gonna say if you want. Okay, I said live stream now if you want to come, because last time I didn't do it. I'm talking about Russ Mix, and he was like, why didn't you tell me? That's why I'm doing it, and I'm sure I seem very distracted. I was looking up how to do music and OBS, and I wanted to get that. I was gonna try to do it last week, but I didn't get a chance to do it this week either. So yeah, now I've got kind of the general idea. Her arms might come out, you know, real messy. Her knees might be here. Her arms might just kind of slouch down here, and then if her chest is going there, then her other arm might be like that. And it looks really messy right now. It's just very lightly putting it down so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And then, yeah, I think that'll look pretty good. So we'll, yeah, genius commentary right there. So we'll have her arm. I kind of want to really get this arm and back slope right, because I think it'll help. If I don't nail this, I feel like the pose will look very stiff and awkward. So I might actually draw her shoulders up a little bit more like this. And I'll probably have to adjust her face size later. Usually I draw the heads a little bit too big. And so the arm might be coming down here, and we'll work on where the knee goes in replacement of that. And then the back, I want the back to stick out just a little slopey, but I don't want to give her like a hunchback, you know? So I'll do this like this. Hello, Frank Valchira. Is that how you say it? I've heard you say it a million times, but I get nervous when I have to read it. I think I might say them wrong. Yeah, so I'm just drawing Alice, and I'm trying to get her back slope right, if that's a thing, because I don't want her looking really stiff. So I'm just going to kind of keep drawing it in, making adjustments, keep it loose, and have fun doing that. Recently, if Frank is still there, he was doing a trip to Italy, and it was really fun watching his vlog. So if anyone out there is interested in seeing that, you should definitely go check it out. And he had I think it was his nephew Marco with him, and they did some videos together and reactions and stuff, and it was fun. So if you ever want to see the beauty of Italy, I would definitely go check that out. So I want her arms, maybe this arm will be a little bit longer. I'm gonna make her just like a little bit lanky, because I know that she's a child, but I think I might make her a little bit more aged up, just like a teenager in this one. So if her hand, this is her thing is gonna be behind her knee, but just for placement's sake, I'm kind of sketching that in. So that would be her hand coming over here, but it's actually gonna get hidden behind her knees, which I'm going to put here. And over here, maybe a little bit of a knee, like she's not totally blocking together, to get more of a natural pose. And then her legs will just go out like that or something. Maybe something more like that. She's got real bony legs in comparison to the rest of her, so I will have to bring them up, I think, is the problem. So yeah, I think they're just a little too small. So I'm just gonna select them, select them, and go up a little bit. And let's see, do they look a little bit better now? I might have to just make them a little bit thicker. But yeah, I think that works. I'm trying to get her in that like slouching position. So actually I don't want to erase that, because I think that was where her hand was gonna be eventually, something like that. Yeah, I think that works. I'm actually gonna move her back a little bit, because I think she's like hunched a little too far in, and we want to give her a little bit of breathing room. So I'm actually gonna warp it out like this and like this. Just a little bit of space here is what I'm looking for. So yeah, when you're sketching, you just kind of keep making all these adjustments, and just keep going with it. Let's see here. Oh, I've got my thing. I've got my thing acting like there's something wrong, but it's fine. Okay, so just I think I'll shrink her head up right now, because I can already tell it's a little too big for what I'm doing here with the body. Like I said, I tend to have like a problem drawing heads. I draw them always way too big. And let's move her back a little bit like this, and just kind of really fill the frame with her. And I don't know if I guess she's just sort of sitting, I don't know how much of a background I'm gonna be doing with this. So we'll just play it by ear. So maybe her head, no, I think I do like it kind of at that angle, like she's looking up a bit. So we'll just keep going, keep placing her in. We probably won't see much of her legs because she wears a skirt. And I might make her skirt a little exaggerated. It's not really frilly or anything, but I'm not like technically drawing the Disney version or anything. I'm just kind of drawing, you know, the classic character in my own style. So I think I'm going to tuck her legs just a little bit here, but now they look a little bit like they go here and then down all of a sudden. So maybe I'll just try to warp that so it's a little bit more natural looking. So something like that. Let me see, before, after. I guess I just tweaked them a little bit. So that would be her legs would go in here, and we'll have to adjust for her butt, her booty, something more like that. And I think that's good for the pose. It looks a little strange right now, but I think it looks good. Let's work on this little area here a little bit, so it goes in like that, and that just kind of exaggerates that thing. And then we have this really strange looking leg, so we'll fix that. Her skirt is gonna be here. That's kind of why I'm not committing too much to it. I had a reference of the skirt. I don't see it now. I think I forgot to bring it up. Oh well. I think I remember it well enough. I mean, of her like in the Disney style. So she wore like a blue skirt. I just had it up and I was drawing the thumbnail, this thumbnail I did earlier, and I guess I closed it. So she has a blue skirt. It's nice and big and fluffy. So maybe we'll just kind of start sketching it in. Hello, Mexicano. How are you doing today? We'll start sketching her skirt in. I'm just going to keep it. Maybe we'll have, since her gonna make her knees look a little bit more apart, we'll have like that separation in here. I'm glad you're doing good. It seems like it's kind of the end of summer, which is a little bit of a bummer mood, but hopefully everyone is in good high spirits. So we'll have this come down here. Let's have it come down at like this angle, and then another one come up over here, so it's like, you know, showing off her leg a little bit. And to do wavy skirts, you just do a lot of these kind of lines, and then later on you go in and kind of match them up, like, you know, when you do what's the term I'm looking for? Perspective. How you kind of go up to a line, you kind of think about that going up to the skirt. So just a little tip if you ever want to draw either frills or big dresses or something like that. That's kind of the technique, and you can, I'm going to just be putting this in messily for now and seeing how it goes from there. So move this down like this, move this down like this, and I might just kind of move her out of frame. See, it would be kind of weird not to draw her sitting on something, so in order to prevent that from causing too many problems, we'll just move her so her butt's just a little bit out of frame. Taking a quick sip of my tea. Let's see. I think maybe then we'll have her skirt go down like this and like this. We'll have those kind of wrinkles showing, and we'll have down here, you'll just see her skirt a little bit where it's like getting longer. Maybe we'll move that in a little bit. So you'd have this under here, and we won't be able to see it quite yet, and I can move this down a little bit so it comes out like this, and that'll be you know, kind of the start of this, and then this, and we'll just kind of work on that. But I think right now that looks pretty good. And then we can have her modesty preserved. We'll just erase this and it'll kind of go off frame, but we can have it go a little bit like that. So we have like one wrinkle in there. And then she has like an apron thing. I think it's like a white apron. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone is out there listening, but if you are, you can comment who your favorite Disney character is. I do think Alice is a great classic, but I'm sure there's some newer ones out there that people appreciate more now. Let's draw this bow in. we're just gonna kind of place it in for now. I'll figure out what kind of bow I want. I might not have it be that big. And then her her apron thing. So we'll draw that in like this, and we'll just kind of, I guess it'll be cut off there. And then we'll, like, behind this shoulder, she'll have a little area there. And then like maybe there where this is the apron. Actually, she has big puffy sleeves now that I think about it. So we want to give her those big puffy sleeves. So I'm going to draw those in like that. And then we'll have some fun. And then this apron part will go up here. And then we'll do the same over here. We'll have these big puffy sleeves that go down and then over. And then maybe I've made this one a little too puffy. So we'll just sketch them in, and I can readjust them later if I think they are too big. Yeah. And then like that. And then we'll erase this here. I don't think I will go up quite that high. Yeah, so she has a little bit of silly sleeves. Hello, Yogesh. How are you? Yeah, I think it's like a Victorian era. They had these fancy puffy sleeve things. So we'll draw those in, and I'll just draw in some wrinkles. I might change these up. You know, in the sketching phase, you might change everything up. So I think that's good. I've kind of misshapen this one, so I'm gonna select it and manipulate it a little bit here. Your F9? Is that like I need an Urban Dictionary? I don't know if I understand. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, you guys should go check out Yogesh's videos if you want. He's very entertaining. I hope it's yeah, they're very entertaining. And yeah, I think that looks good. She looks kind of bummed. Now I'm going to work on her face, and it's going to change a bit. I'm going to zoom in for her face because it'll be kind of hard. You know, she has like this right now it looks a little too wide and stuff from the way I've done it. The guides, it was just a placement, so that's okay. So I'll warp this here down a little bit, and I'm going to bring her chin in. For now, let's just start putting the facial features in. Oh, F9 mean fine. I'm fine. Well, I get it. I'm just dumb. I'm glad to hear that. It was really cloudy here earlier, and I thought it was going to be kind of a bummer cloudy day, but the sun's come out, so I'll probably go enjoy the last little bit before fall comes in later. Hopefully everyone else out there will do the same. Okay, so I'm going to draw her eyes in, and I'm going to draw them like my normal eye style is going to be a little bit different since she's a Disney-esque character. I'm going to kind of do a hybrid of my style and the Disney style. So we'll see how this works, and I can change them up later if I don't like the way they look. So that's kind of the Disney style, is sort of like this with, like, you know, the eyes like that. And then she had some lashes like that. So we're going to sort of do that, but also do a little bit different. Have you seen my work? Yes, I think you're very talented. I think you're more talented than me. So let's see, and then we'll just draw on her nose. I might, yeah, I don't know. We'll see if I like these eyes later. Sometimes I draw my eyes very the same, and sometimes I just play with it and mix them up a bit. So let's draw in her nose here like this. And I'll have to think about if I want to add in like that little nostril area or not. Sometimes I think it makes the face look too bulky. Oh, thank you. Very nice, Yogesh. I hope I'm saying Yogesh right. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. So let's have her kind of like, she's like frustrated and kind of sulky because she's back in Wonderland. So I'll give her an expression kind of like that. And something, well, she's got, I'm going to make my brush a little smaller so I have more control. She has these like visible lips, but this might look a little bit funny to sketch them out like this. So I'll leave it like that for now, though. We'll give her kind of this bummed out look, and then we can just kind of, we'll just kind of place that in there. And we might change that in the future. I definitely want to change her face shape right now because it looks a little bit bummer. A little bit strange. So bring it, I do want her cheeks to go down, and then her chin to be right about there. And I know I'll probably have to shrink the face again later. Just get something I'm a little more happy with down for now. And then it goes up at a little bit of a point because she's got that. Have I worked for Disney or Pixar? No. No. I wish I had a great animating career like that or something. I'm just a hobbyist, so I did used to draw for like iPhone apps. I used to draw like illustrations for that, but then I had to move for my family, and I do miss that job. It was a fun job. So let's see. I think we'll have her. I'm okay with these eyes, actually. They've grown on me. I wasn't sure if I wanted to commit to them, but I think I will, and I'll have it kind of go out like that for the eyelashes. Yeah, I've had other people say that I should draw children's books. If I did know someone who was in like the children book, I don't know what you call it, like industry, and apparently it's very, very competitive, and people are actually like big jerks, and they try to like monopolize some of them. So I think if you did that, you'd have to be prepared to kind of self-publish and self-market and stuff. So you'd have to probably have a little bit of starter cash to do that. So yeah, we'll see. These eyes, I think for now I'll leave them. They might be a little bit different than my usual eyes, but not too different. So I think that's a fun style. Let's see, I'll draw her eyebrows in because I always forget the eyebrows. And yeah, I think that looks good. Then we'll draw her hair in, and it should be nice, fun, swoopy hair that I think we'll have it come down, and maybe like a little bit here, but this will go behind this ear. Eventually we're going to have like a band, a hair band, so I'll leave that kind of loose for now. And that kind of goes up like that, and then we'll have the other side come out, maybe like I guess if it's matching up to the ear, we'll have it tuck in a little bit like there, maybe a little bit higher up even. I do think it would be fun to do children's books. I think you have to write the story. You really have to get a good story. Probably like either a really nice, fun fantasy story. Are you looking for children's books? You're working for children book illustrations, any type of style. Oh, that's really fun. Taking a quick sip of my tea there. Yeah, well, you should share some links sometime to them. That would be fun to check out. And I would definitely promote you because I really do like children's books, even as an adult. I think I'm going to wait to draw that after I've drawn out the rest of her hair. I'm going to zoom this out and see how big her face is. I knew it would be a little big. It's definitely too big for her body, so we'll shrink that up a little bit. But I do want to also give her some neck, because right now she's like a no neck person, and that's no fun. So we'll have her that look right, maybe. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out a little bit more, and then I can kind of see it from a better perspective. I think that's good size for her head. And then her have her neck come in like this, and I'll probably fix this face shape is a little bit not what I was looking for. So I will change that like that. So you're a children's book illustrator. That's super fun. Let's see. Hello, Along. I hope I'm saying that right. How are you? We're all having a fun time here. Oh, it looks better now. That's good. That's good. I always do that with heads. It's one reason why I really like drawing on the computer, is it's more forgiving and you have a lot more freedom to edit and change, I think. It's not that you can't do that traditionally, but... Oh, hello, Sniper Lulu. I hope that's how you say it. I hope you're having a good day today. Yeah, so we'll draw her hair. Let's give her nice... yeah, we'll give her like a few little curls at the back of her head. I mean, the tips of her hair there. And then we'll draw in this headband now that we have that. And I guess it'll go just a little bit behind the ear here. So I'm something like that. I guess she has a bow, doesn't she? I drew her earlier. Yeah, she has a bow. So we're going to put that bow in too. Maybe I will shrink this just a little bit to fit her better in the frame. I think her head, now that I'm looking at it, now that I zoomed out, I think her head needs to go back just a little bit, and I'll grasp her hair while I'm at it. Because right now she's looking like a little too forward, like, I don't know how to describe it, like her neck is bending forward a little too unnaturally. So maybe something like that. Oh, she looks a little bit more like the Alice in Wonderland. Well, hopefully by the end I can get her looking just right. So we'll have her hair, this will be her hair slash neckline back here. And then her bow, yeah, we'll just put it in real quick, sketch something in like this and this. Something, we'll go back in and fancify it later. But let's see, I think that looks pretty good for the sketch. I wanted to give her proper kind of deal here. Well, actually I'm gonna have her, like her hand is coming like this way, I think I decided. So let's see, if it was down here, it might come out like that, and then it would be here, and then down like this, and we could have her fingers just kind of curling over. So her hand curling over her lap like that. I'm also gonna give her dress a little bit more of like a wrinkled look, a little like it's like the wrinkles are being disturbed by being over her knees. Just to give it so it's not like, you know, she wears like a petticoat I think underneath too, so maybe I should draw that in as well before I continue. So something like that, maybe that's a little strange. We'll add a wrinkle over here like that, and I might, maybe those are just a little bit too bumpy looking, so we'll just do something like that and like that. Yeah, something like that. Maybe I'll change that, but I'll leave it for now, and then I'll come back and look at it and see if I like it. Uh-oh, I think a message just got... Hello, Lemon Scratch. I think your message just got eaten by YouTube. Okay, let's see. I was drinking some tea. I know it gets really like quiet all of a sudden. It's funny when in these live streams you kind of have to constantly talk. I was looking into doing music like I said earlier, but I think what you have to do is like make a really long music file with like songs and have it loop. So I was like, I guess I don't have time to do that today. But I think YouTube is trying to censor Lemon Scratch. Yeah, I haven't talked to you in a while, Lemon Scratch. How are you doing? I know I had like, I was like, hey, I found you. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, on Google Hangouts, and then I was like, hey, how are you? And then I didn't respond for a week after they did. I had a strange week. So let's see. I guess I don't know if I want her fingers like spread, or maybe a little bit like, I think I'll probably come back to this, because I know I'll work on the hand forever otherwise. Or maybe I'll just kind of sketch it in like this and see how I like it later. That's probably okay. maybe I don't know if I like that. 1, 2, 3. I've only drawn 3 fingers. Let's draw a 4th finger. Maybe this one could be like down. I don't really like the open hand look, so maybe something like that. And then this one will just be tucked in a little bit more. I'll probably come back to that and work on it a little bit better, a little bit more before, or maybe I'll just leave it and work on it with the final inking. But for now I'll leave it. It's probably a little too, I don't know. It looks a little deformed, so maybe I just, maybe I'll start over and do it like this, like this, like this. Now that looks even worse now, I think. I don't know. I keep drawing 1 finger short, and I'm not super sure why. Hands are kind of hard. You either like get them or then you struggle with them. That's kind of how it goes for me. I'll come back to that. It looks a little funny right now, but that's good. Hello, RR Fine Art. Oh, Lemon Scratch is getting perverted. No. I'm gonna squeak my chair. Let's see here. I will try to spread her fingers out and see how that looks though. So if you have this and then you have one finger, one finger, one finger. This is very messy. I think the spread out fingers, yeah, that could work, I guess. I know it looks really bad right now. Let's see, like that, and then out like that, and then down like that, and then, I don't know. I might look up a hand reference. Why do I keep giving her 4 fingers? Now she's down to 4 fingers. That's okay. I'll do this, and oh, we talked about chickens and eggs. I have a lot of chickens. I've 16 chickens, and 14 of them are hens. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do, because I've been working on this hand for a while, is I'm going to do the old sock trick. I'm going to draw a sock for now. I might look up a reference later, or I might zoom in and really try it a little bit different. I guess actually I'm almost ready for... I don't really like this expression. I think I've made her look a little bit too silly. So maybe I'll redo this mouth a bit. Maybe I won't make it open. I'll just give her kind of this like frowny look there, like that, and then she won't be. Yeah, she looks a little bit different. And then I guess I'll zoom in. I'll have to do the hand. I have something in mind for how I want the hand to look. Its hands are very difficult, so we'll see. We'll give this one more try, and if I can't get this, I will move on. I'll maybe hide the hand or not. So I want to have her hand like that's her, you know, that part of her hand, and then the fingers are down here. And I did kind of want them curled in like this, with one finger, like this finger, maybe out. Or maybe I could do it like in, whoops, I keep touching that side button. Yes, Yogesh, our fine art is like, you know how you have like inspiring artists you watch? I definitely wish I could do what they do. Lemon Scratch, it's a kids channel. Oh, you're edgy today, aren't you? But yes, our fine art is definitely talented. I would say their technique skills are top-notch. They probably have more patience than I ever could, and that helps. But I'm surprised, like, the detail and the textures and stuff they can do with, I don't know if it's colored pencils they use or just other things. Yeah, everyone looks up to them, for sure. But, yeah, for now I'll just keep to my cheaty digital ways. Yeah, so let's see. And then we'll have this finger go down. This finger, let's see, well, this finger will spread out a little more. And then we'll have these going up at an angle like this, I think. And like this, I think. And then this last one, maybe we'll have curled in. Let's see. If this is the part that comes out, then that would curl in. Did I give her 3 fingers again? Why do I keep doing that? Okay, oh, I can do this. I can do this. Here, let's do 1 finger, 2 finger. This is 3, and this is 4. And then we'll have her thumb like maybe over here or something. I guess it would go up a little bit. Here would be, no, I think the tip would be, we won't be able to see her thumb. It'll be behind her hand. That's how I've decided it. So yes, now can we draw Alice? Maybe she has 3 fingers or 4 fingers in the Disney movie? Surely not. Maybe that's my childhood subconscious being like, draw it like Disney though. I don't know. Or is kids? Oh, I just meant that you know, I have some like younger audience members watching me. I know some people, I had someone a while back that said that they were 9 years old. So, you know, I want my channel to be wholesome. Unlike Lemon Scratch and his thoughts. No, I'm just kidding, Lemon Scratch. I'm not picking on you. I'd like to be able to have you and other people come on Google Hangouts, but I could never figure that out, like to get the audio. I either get the echoey mic thing or it doesn't come through very loud, and I don't really know what is going on. Okay, my tools froze up for a minute. First finger should be out. You think so? Maybe I will have it like out and then down like this, and then she can have it like that. Maybe something like that. Let's look at her. I might have drawn her hand a little big. I'll have to work this. Yeah, it's like a little bit long here, so I'll just move it up. We'll probably have to edit this when I'm doing the final inking. But I think that's a little better shape than what I was getting. What does 5... Oh, you didn't put commas. No smoking. Alice is not going to smoke. The Mad Hatter would be upset. Okay, so I think that's right. Oh, her petticoat. I was going to draw her petticoat in. Let's just kind of blow this whole skirt up a little bit with some cheaty ways, and then I can fit the petticoat easier in. So I'll have it like that, and then this one we won't have to do much. Let's go down this way and blow this up a little bit, or blow it out, or just make it a little wider. And then I should be able to fit the petticoat. I don't know if I really want to draw the petticoat. Maybe I'll leave it, actually. I'll see once I've inked it. Speaking of which, I think I should start doing that now. Have I drawn everything? I think maybe her forehead looks a little strange here, like that's her forehead instead of her hair. So maybe what I'll do is give her like a little tuft of hair there to kind of show that's her hair. Let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead. I have this a clicky mouse, so it's going to be a little clicky now. If you hear that in the background, that's what's going on. So I'm going to lay the paths down next, and this will make nice clean lines. It looks a little strange now because they're just like vector paths. So, but in the end, I'll be able to make them look real nice. So I'm going to save that path before I lose it. That's the one downside, is you can definitely easily lose your paths if you're not careful. You're gonna go do some work. Oh, it's very late there. Well, I hope you have a wonderful night and you enjoy your work. Yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna put these in. I wanted to give her hair some shape, but I might have made it a little too angled. We'll see how it looks. Hello, Muffatoons. Yeah, I started a little bit earlier today, so it's just for fun. So let's see here. Have that like that. I'm trying to give her hair a nice angle to it. Let's see here. Like that maybe? And then down like that. We'll see if that looks good. I can hide the sketch. I think that looks good for her hair. I know it's kind of weird to have a little bit of tuft there, but I think it'll enhance it. Who needs health when you got this stream? It's 1:59 a.m. Man, that's late. Oh. Do you have school in the morning? Let's see, it's Saturday, so I guess not. Well, I don't know. Maybe people do have school on Sundays. I guess there's Sunday school. I don't know when that starts. Okay, let's see. Shrink her face down. Is this... I want this angle in, and I want this cheek out. So I think I'm going to raise it, give her like a flusher cheek. So we'll change that a little bit, the look of it. Good night. Take a sip. Yeah, something like that. And we'll draw her ear in, or I guess I'll put the vectors of her ear in like this. And something like that. And then I didn't really draw these little pieces in, the like inner ear looking things, so maybe I'll just kind of place them in like that. Give her a little more detailed of an ear. She doesn't wear earrings or anything, does she? Probably not. I guess this is just kind of my own artistic interpretation. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think a lot of people come and watch my streams. A lot of times they say it's very late there, so I think I usually get people more from Europe or Asia or just over in that area more than Americans. Although Muffatoons, you might live in the Americas. I don't know, North or South America. You might have told me, but I can't remember right off the top of my head. So you might be representing. Yeah, so oops. With Connor. Oh, she's talking about Detroit Become Human, which is a video game. I did a live stream of painting. I did 2 paintings by him, and he's getting up there with Captain America. I think I've done 3 now of him. Yeah, so, and I'm going to be doing a speed painting soon of the Black Panther and his sister. So, yeah, I was just off topic, a little bit off tangent. It's kind of nice doing this on a live stream rather than like a speed paint or speed illustrate, because usually I don't feel like I can zoom in because I think it makes it a little more nauseous when you're watching. So this way I can just kind of move around and hopefully it won't bother the viewers at all. Hank? Oh, you live in the Dominican Republic in the south of Florida. It's a small island. I'm just taking a quick drink. Okay, so you do live in the North, I guess that's North America. Is that Central America technically? Well, you live in the Americas. Yeah, I think I should do like a fun little fan comic of Hank and Connor, his new surrogate son. But I never got around to it. I've been working on my comics this week, which is partly why I didn't post so many videos, and some of it was just, I guess I felt a little unmotivated, demotivated, whatever the term is. I fell a little bit behind in videos and stuff, so yeah, I was happy to be able to come in and live stream since I kind of missed out this week on doing much. So it's Central America. Okay, well that's good to know. I think I've missed her face now that I'm looking up there. I'll have to go back and finish that. Yeah, it's kind of weird laying paths down. I don't know. I hope they're showing. Oh yeah, okay. I just looked. I was afraid for a minute because sometimes like when I click and pull up a menu, which I'm doing right now, but you can't see it. So for a minute I was like, oh, I hope paths show up. Yeah, for some reason OBS does not capture like it in full, and some people are like, well, use your desktop instead, but I tried that and I had like a weird glitchy problem. I know I still have those weird glitchy boxes that show up, but this one was like the whole screen. What about my comics, the Magician one? Yeah, that one, I think that one's more or less just kind of a one-shot deal. But I might make like a sequel for why can't I think of the word? Halloween. Or I might do something else. I always wanted to do more comics, but you know, they're kind of time, you have to dedicate a lot of time to them and stuff, so. Taking another drink. Did Lemon Scratch just pervert the nature of Hank and Connor's? No. Oh, Lemon Scratch. How could we ever live? Who are your inspirations, or did it come from some cartoon? It was just an original cartoon. The if you're talking about the magician or the mystical, it was just like something. I last Halloween I wanted something fun for Halloween, so I wrote the story and stuff. I've been thinking I should do a live stream where I work on just my comics, but I think they might be kind of boring for people because it's really slow going and stuff. So I don't know if I'll Maybe I'll do it at like a separate time or something, so that I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what I want. I guess that's all we do in life is try to figure out what we want. Yeah. So, oh, I want this to go up like that. So I think that she's got these real puffy sleeves, might be throwing me off a little bit, but I think they look okay, and I guess that's all that matters, more than how accurate they are. I'm gonna go back and do her face before I forget though, because I kind of forgot about it. I do that a lot. So we'll give her kind of this scally look. Maybe we will give her, I don't know if I should give her like a pouty look or not. I was gonna give her one, because I think it would be kind of fun. We'll put it in, and if we don't like it, we'll take it out. Something like that, maybe. I just noticed my bed is full of sharp cutter model kite spikes. Well, you better go lie in it. No, I'm just kidding. Comics are hard to make, in my experience, a little harder than animating because of the shading and more effort into the pictures, while animating is fairly easy. Animating, I think, is hard for me because I don't have the patience to like... I think with comics you can draw a lot of faces and stuff, and then with, you know, depending on the scene, and with animating, I am terrible at like trying to move bodies. I don't do it like any animating really. It scares me. It seems like a lot of time investment. Comics can definitely take a long time though, because you know, it's even if you're really proficient and say your average frame takes you 20 minutes, but then you have, you know, 10, well, maybe not 10, we'll say 7 frames on a page, then that's, you know, 140 minutes, which is over 2 hours for just one comic page, and then, you know, it adds up. So let's see, we're gonna draw her things like that. Triple chin, quad chin, Alice. No, she's just gonna have the one. The one chin to rule them all. That makes sense. So let's see, we'll draw these little things. These are kind of hard to do with the vector tools. If it looks funny, I can always erase it and come in and draw it by hand later. So I'm not gonna fret too much. I had like a brain. It's hard to think of words for me. Sometimes I like can sort of think of what they sort of sound like, and then I can't think of like the actual word. I wonder if anyone else goes through that, or if it's just me and my silly brain. Is that Alice from Alice in Wonderland? Yeah, this is Alice from, might kind of take on Alice from Alice in Wonderland. I'm gonna swap to Ghost. Are you learning to astro project? That's got to be exciting. I don't know if I quite like, I think I need to erase this peak so that she has it come out like that. Let's erase the sketch. I think that'll work. If I want to come in and change that by hand later, I will. And then we'll do this one. This one turned out a little bit better. So it's a little bit easier to trace. Yeah, we'll just have it down. We won't do the extra little line that I sometimes do. Something like that. Yeah, I thought it would be fun. I usually do like my characters and stuff. Some of that's for like sometimes YouTube does weird things when you draw like copyrighted characters, and Alice from Alice in Wonderland is technically in the public domain, but Disney's kind of, you know, psycho-possessive. So it's one of those harder things. Let's see, I think I'll double up on the lashes and give her thick lashes. Make her look kind of, like I said, more in the teen than the kids age. So we'll give her those funny little spikes and we'll fill them in later. Yeah, hopefully the clicking is not too annoying. I'm used to it. Usually when I work, I put my headphones on and I have like music playing or something, or sometimes I listen to audiobooks, so I don't really hear it. But I hope it's not too loud right in the mic. I wonder how there's a lot of people who like game and stuff. Okay, I'll see you soon, Papa. There's a lot of people who do like gaming streams, and then I know they have a mouse, but you don't hear it clicking. I wonder if it's just like they have a much superior mic than mine, which is probably the case. Let's see, does that look right? Let's get rid of that window. You guys can't see it, but yeah, she looks a little, I think this eye is too far over. I'm gonna move it to match up, because right now I think it looks a little silly. So maybe more like that, and then that's more like a one eye apart look. I guess we'll go with it. And then we'll go back down here and finish what we're doing here. Clicking annoying. Darling, you know what's annoying? Tablet screech. I was doing that too earlier. I wonder if you guys could hear that. I have a protective sheet over my tablet, and I think it helps dull the noise of it. Well, thank you. I gotta stop saying every time I say it I like cringe. But it's like this compulsion. I can't stop saying it. I don't know how. You know, in college or maybe even high school, they were like, instead of saying just pause. But then I feel that there's this long like pause. It's just like dead air kind of thing. It makes me even more uncomfortable. I don't know. And I say you know a lot too when I go to edit my like let's draws and stuff. I say like a lot. All these little things you notice when you have to edit yourself talking, and you're like, wow, I say that a lot. But I can't break the habit. I don't know how to break the habit. I should get like a vocal coach or something. Have you guys ever seen a movie called The King's Speech with Colin or what is his name? I can't think of his name right now. He had like a lisp and he had to go and learn to speak like a king. That was a good movie. Just a random topic. I thought of it. Oh, I didn't even see you, VTech. Honda, how are you? And yes, I do want to hear a joke. Yeah, I know you're just talking, you know what you're gonna say, and then hi, I'm sorry. Yeah. Because you do kind of plan out some of it. You're like, hey everyone, how's it going? Today's blah blah, and then you're like, and I definitely have that kind of thing have to be too. So let's see. I wonder if I need that line. Her finger might look a little weird. Let's just keep going with it. I might edit these, or might not. We'll see how we like it. Yeah. Yeah is another one I say. I'll just point them all out so you guys can be annoyed as you've learned all of them. And Alice went to a strip club and dance and sing. I don't think this is a good joke. I mean, I don't think this is a child-friendly joke. That's okay. I'm not gonna be... YouTube sometimes monitors the comments, but I'll just kind of leave it for now. Hopefully people will respect it. I'm going to take another sip of my tea here. And let's work on this dress. I'm not sure about these wrinkles. I think I might make them a little bit sharper peaks, and that might look a little better. And so they come down like this. Well, let's have it like this, actually. And then like that. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I think that's good. And then when we're shading it, we'll go in there. So I think I'm going to work on the shape, and then I'll work on these wrinkles. So we'll get this last one out, and we'll be a little bit more sharp than I drew it, like that. And then we'll have this one come out and down to her leg. think that'll be good shape for the skirt. I'm still not sure if I want to draw the petticoat in. You're welcome, kids. Yeah, okay. I don't mean that people have to be prudes. I guess I'm more worried about YouTube flagging it when I yeah. Did you know YouTube has like a secret like rating system? Like, you know, if you're mature or if you're like PG or something. Apparently, if there's a Nerd City video that goes into it, people have discovered it in the code. So I guess that's what I'm thinking of. I think as long as we don't breach that, it'll be fine. I feel like I'm killing the party now. Am I a party killer? You guys can be honest with me. Hello, Egyptian Gamer Geek. How do I do those perfect wrinkles? Give her an ironing board to iron her wrinkles. I don't know if they're... I just wanted them bunched at the knees. I might have gone a little overboard. I think it's okay. It adds like interest to the piece. So, if it looks really ridiculous once I've inked it, I can go on and edit them. Sometimes I just go with the flow. Is that still a saying? Or does that date me? Does that age me horribly? Probably. Is she a wizard? Are we all wizards? I wish I was a wizard. What spell would I want to learn if I was a wizard? Is there one that makes money? Is that like an alchemy one? Oh, new phone spell. What's that one? I'm so materialistic. Okay, I guess I would help, like, you know, people who don't have clean drinking water. And then I would get myself a new phone. No. Yeah, what spell would you all want to learn if you were a wizard? And you can go just as jokey or silly as you want. You don't have to be like... Lemon Power VTech. Oh, I see that VTech has a wish. Do you have a big rooster? I see. I have 2 roosters. And one of them, they grew up as little babies together, so they don't fight or anything. Well, they kind of fight, but they don't like rooster fight. They just kind of peck at each other, but the hens are worse. But one of them used to be like the top one, and now the power dynamics for some reason have like shifted. It's just kind of funny to watch. Animals are strange, I guess. Yeah, we'll do the same thing over here. We'll give this one a nice little wrinkle. There. Wingardium Leviosa. Also wizards and female are witches. The good witches. Yeah, I guess I meant like wizard or witches. I guess Hermione was a witch. I'm trying to think of what the names... it doesn't matter. You're a wizard, Harry. Hagrid was the best part of the first book. Yeah. Let's see. I read the Harry Potter books. This was back when like bookstores were a thing, and my sister and I would go to like the midnight, like when they were coming out at midnight. We'd go and we'd buy them, and we'd stay up really late reading them and stuff. I wonder if people do that nowadays. I know that Borders, it used to be called, is gone, which might have been where we went to. You could get like pre-order deals and stuff, so they were like supposedly cheaper, but they probably were just like marked up normally. His body conversation is just beautiful. Just taking a quick drink there. Okay, back to it. I don't know how much of her butt I'm going to show in the skirt. I think one thing I didn't do was give her any wrinkles near this bunched in area. So let's do that so that we can have it look like, you know, the fabric's pinching there. We'll give her like one little wrinkle here too. These will be hard to shade, but that's okay. And then we'll have this go out like the wrinkle is here. I'll give it a little bit of a sharper end there. What am I drinking? I'm drinking tea. The only character I know from Alice in Wonderland is Pablo Ivino. I don't know that one. This might be a joke that I don't get. Yeah, so we'll give her a few wrinkles here so it looks like her fabric of her dress is bunching. And I'll make that a little sharper in there, like that, something like that. And then we have her bow back here, which I just kind of placed in earlier. I'll do like a proper one now. Have it, let's see. Yeah, I guess we can have it, I kind of put it out like this. And let's see, we want to match them up a little bit. I think that looks good. And then we'll have to draw in the tops and the bottoms. Should we see the bottom of this bow and the top of this one? Or does that look wrong? Yeah, let's just give them both tops. I think it looks a little strange otherwise. So something more like that. Maybe a lizard. I think that some people's comments are getting blocked. Vita, your comment might be getting blocked by YouTube. Just a warning. I don't know if that shows, if it warns you or not. I've never had a comment blocked that I know of. Like, I know that if your comments, when you're commenting on people's videos, if they go to spam, it doesn't tell you, it just shows up. And then, like, it goes into their spam folder, but it looks like it's there for you. A little bit of a troll thing for YouTube. I think I'm done with the line work. Let's flip this real quick because I haven't done that. Why did her eyes get creepy? I think her eye, one of her eyes is messed up. I go with that hand. I think it looks good, and I don't think I'm gonna do the petticoat, but I do have to kind of finish this part here. And did I get all these? This one didn't quite match up. I think these look good. And her hair and everything looks fine. Let's flip it back around one more time. It's this I am worried about, so I'll go in and detail that. Are you just Muffa? If I open it up more, it might look a little better. I think some of it is like this has that weird thing coming out that was supposed to be an eyelash, and I think I'm gonna have to tone that down a bit because it looks a little bit strange and it's not helping things. So we'll tone it down like that, and then I think we'll go with that. So now I'm gonna ink it. I'm gonna have to kind of close up some of these gaps though before I go and draw, otherwise they'll be bleeding into the wrong areas. So I'm going to do that for just a second. Maybe I'll put like, no, I think I won't. I was going to say I could put like a wrinkle. I could put like a wrinkle here, I guess, like the fabric back here. And when I color this whole area will be a little bit darker. I'm going to move this up like it's coming from there at this angle. It auto retracts. Oh, you can't comment? Huh. I don't know. I don't know anything about YouTube comments. I can't help. Sorry. Let's see. I'm just making sure everything is still up and running. Sometimes, like, one time the audio cut out, so sometimes I have some technical issues. I assume people would be like, you just went quiet. Let's see. I think everything else is pretty much, I'll just go in if I missed one, and oh, here's one that I missed. Yeah, it all looks pretty much sealed up now. So I'm going to do a line layer, and let's check my brush settings. So I have it all the way to hardness, and let's see, what size should we make these lines? Probably, actually before I finish, I want to have like a little bit of hair coming out this way. Let's see what that looks like. And then she could have it down here Maybe that's too much hair. Maybe that is. I think no. Now I changed my mind. I don't like it. We'll just have it so it's back there. Yeah, when you're on your tab. Also, Miss Mexi Voice fixed the eyelashes that are at the south part down. I think they're too long or too close, and it stands out a lot. These down here, maybe. Maybe that's what's wrong with this one. Let's see if I can grab these. It used to be easier to work the pen tool, and then I got the latest version of Photoshop. It seems a little bit of a troll now. I don't want to warp it actually. I think maybe we'll just move this out like this. And is that still too close? Probably. Let's move this down. It looks a little bit messy. Have I accidentally duplicated this whole thing? I think I have. Let's go through and delete those so I can edit better. That one wasn't duplicated. That one wasn't duplicated. Okay, it's just these two for some reason. So I will bring these all down a little bit. And we'll see there. Does that look better? See, it's not my usual eyes, so maybe I'm messing them up. This is a little too thick now because I've widened it. We'll just do this quick little edit. And then maybe I've brought that down too much. So I'm going to grab that, ungrab these things, move it up a tiny bit. Okay. I think it's when you say the word sub that it's blocking it. I don't know what's going on with it. But I need to get some comment moderators, I know. I feel bad because I can't like pay them or anything though. Okay, so maybe that's better. Let's check it. Let's flip it real quick. I don't know why it grabs those when I flip it. I think that looks good. It's a little bit different. Maybe I should have done my typical eye style. I think I'll leave it though. I feel committed to it now. Move this up a little bit and then I'm going to do the line. So let's pick a size 8, maybe not quite that big. Let's do 6. Oh, I have my stroke path. I'm going to unstimulate the pressure. Simulate. I don't know what. And then we'll go to 7 and we'll stroke it like that. And then we'll pick up some of these. This might be a little, I think that's actually too thick still. So let's make the brush size maybe 4. And I'm going to try that. And then we'll go to 5 with simulated pressure. Maybe she's looking at something weird. That's why she looks like that. I wanted her to be kind of sulky. I don't think I quite got that. It's okay. And it doesn't matter. And then let's see. I'm going to pick up some of these lines that I want to be a little bit thicker on the outside. Maybe these. That's probably good. And let's get one of her arm lines too. And we'll make it like 7. And we'll make those a little bit thicker. Okay, I think that's good for the line art. Maybe her face is a little funny, but it'll be okay this time. Now we'll do the color. So I'm going to let's pick a background color first, just kind of a greenish one for now. I don't know how much of a background I'm going to do. I thought it would be fun, but sometimes these live streams go on for a really long time and I don't know. I don't know if I'll have time. So hopefully, let's I think I need to make this a little darker. Let's see what that looks like for the background. Yeah, that looks good. I'll make it maybe a little bit darker. Like that. And then as we're going, let's see, sharp teeth, monster feet claws. Wow, that was easy to run. I've been streaming for an hour already. I'm doing a little stretch here, sorry. See, it goes by really fast. I'm gonna squeak my chair for a sec as I shift. And Okay, so we're gonna do, I gotta get a battle plan here. I think I'm a little bit worried because I never drew this down. So I better just add that real quick. Where was it in the sketch? I guess I guess it's covered by these big fluffy sleeves. Maybe I'll leave it. I'm a little unhappy that this line and this line matches up. So maybe I will go in and do a quick change there with that. Let's see. Just do a quick little minor edit here and have that, oops, have that go in my online. Have that go in like that. You can hardly notice it. I know I could just change the paths since I just stroked them, but I think that'll be good. And yeah, okay. So we'll start with her hair, why not? Pick some nice blonde color. So if you're picking blonde on a computer, someone was asking me this a while back. If you go to yellow, it'll always look kind of weirdly green, or just like, you know, I mean, it's fine if that's the cartoon style you want, but if you want like a more realistic blonde hair, I would say go to like the yellow reddish color. And I think it just looks a little bit more normal or natural. The neck has a gap. Are you talking about this like chin area here? I usually leave that open like for like a stylistic reason. I think it looks a little more, here I'll show you in a second. Yeah, that's good for her hair. I think that if you close it, let's see here, like this. Oh, I can't draw straight. This is why I use pads. Let's just mark it in like that. It creates like this very strange like disconnect in my view. Like her neck is like totally disconnected from her face. So like to try to join them up, I tend to leave that little gap there. Maybe it's strange. Muscular Alice buffed. Maybe I should. For her fight for the job of walkie, she worked out every day until she was nice and muscular. There we go. I want to do something right here actually real quick. Draw that in so later when I'm selecting it won't look weird. Why a blonde's hair? Isn't she blonde? I think she's typically blonde. I think there was a version where she, let's see, I gotta find where that gap is. Here it is. I think there was a version called, I don't remember what it was, where she was like in a mental institution. It might have been a video game, and she had black hair there. She was kind of the anti Alice in Wonderland. So I'm sure there's versions of her out there. She might have been called Malice. Something like that. Let's see. Picking these skin colors. Since I have a green background, I don't know, maybe I'll go a little bit more yellow than I usually do. Is she too pale? Let's make her a little bit more, not like tan, but yeah, I guess tan. Let's do it like that. So she has that. Am I a redhead? I'm more of a brunette. I just liked the red hair. I think it makes a more interesting avatar. Okay, I guess I didn't quite... Okay, I see what I did. I put this on the color layer. I was like, I didn't quite get the gap, but it's on the wrong layer, and that's why. So let's see. Put this gap here. Oops. Let's do this here. And that way when I select it, it won't. Miss Rosy Cheeks. Yeah, I'm going to give her some, hopefully, some nice rosy looking cheeks. Okay. Okay, I know what's going on here. I need to add a line here for her apron because I kind of drew it in here, but then I don't have it here. So let's curve it down like that and just mark that in. Let's see, that's 3. Let's move that up to 5. Oops. I guess I need to do it once where it is not simulating pressure. There we go. And then I can have this be, I guess I didn't quite line that up. Where's the gap? Here's the gap. Close that gap up. And then we can have, this part is going to be white, but I'm going to make it a little off-white I guess you won't see. Let's make one more quick line here where you would see her apron just barely here. And let's see. I think I went into her finger a little bit there with that line. Let's fix that. I want it to look a little bit nicer. So we'll do that like that, and then you'll be able to see just a little touch of the white apron will be bunched more in her lap. So something like that, and we'll have the bow. And I don't want pure white for this apron. Like a little blush on her cheeks. I'll definitely do the blush. I think I almost always give people a blush. Even guys get sort of a blush from me. For whatever reason when I draw them. They're not like rosy blushes though. They're like, I take the skin color and I give them a little bit darker. I think it just adds like a little bit of life to the drawing. I don't think I want that to be a yellow color. I think maybe a bluish color instead. I don't want pure white, so I'm doing kind of an off-white, but I don't want it to be maybe just kind of a blue-gray. And not that dark. Let's see. Does that look good? I think I'll leave it for, excuse me, for right now. Let's pick this blue color and see how this looks with it. I guess I have a gap there. I'll get that in a sec. I'll select everything else real quick. Oh, that's 2. Okay, F6. Oh, F6 is what I push to get the colors. Everyone's probably just like, what is she talking about? That's the norm for me though, isn't it? Right, I don't know how dark to go. Maybe that's, I don't like how like blue that is. I want more of like a green blue. Let's see, is that a good color? I think that looks right. Yeah, I think that looks good. And let's pick, oh, we forgot her. I guess her legs will be in stockings, so instead of skin color, we'll choose the white color. And there's a few little things I missed down here. This line was not closed, so I can't select it. Oops. We'll do that. And we'll select these real quick. And we'll give them a nice blue color, just like that. And okay, I think that looks good. I think I do like it better without the petticoat. And somewhat because I've made this white, so it would have been white on white. It might have looked a little strange. Let's finish up doing these. I'm going to zoom in to work on it. I'm going to fill these in so they're nice and like thick eyelashes, nicely blackened. And then I'm going to, let's see, am I on the line there? I'm on the line there. So fills up paths, and there we go. Let's take a look. That looks good. And my chihuahuas are fighting and the baby one is winning. Oh no. I guess the baby one's got the baby spunk. Spunky attitude. Are her stockings black? I don't actually know. I don't think they'll look... her shoes are black? Well, I don't have her shoes on. I don't know. The black stockings, let's see what they would look like black. I think it's like a little bit strange, but maybe not. Let's put in her bow is black. So let's put this bow in. I think her bow is black. I don't think it matters if it's a little off. Let's see. Let's make it like a blue-black. Like this. Something like that. And then if we want her stockings black, I don't know. The bow is black, I remember. I don't know. Do you guys think white or black stockings? I don't know which looks better. That's I'll stick with white right now, but maybe I'll go in and change it if I don't like it later. And then I want to give her mouth some teeth. And her eyes, I have no idea the color of them, but I think blue is what I did earlier. I don't actually want this blue. I want a little bit darker. It's a little bit easier to color later. So something like that. And then we'll give her eyebrows. They'll be darker than her hair. So maybe something like that. Is that too dark? I think that'll work. We'll shade her hair and it'll match a little bit better. Okay, so we have the base color in. Oh, I guess I want to put some whites of her eyes. So we'll do that. And how do you draw hands? And are toes hard for you to draw? I don't know if I really nailed that hand. I kept drawing it with 3 or 4 fingers instead of 5. Hands, I would say the best thing to do is break them up into like this palm area versus the fingers. So like when you're drawing, you have this kind of like ideal that this is separate than the fingers. That's the best I could say. Hands are hard. I think just practice them a lot. And as far as toes, I would say feet are much harder for me to draw than hands. So yes, toes are hard for me. You have to draw them really stubby and stuff, but without looking weird. I usually do not draw toes if I can help it. And if I do draw them, sometimes I'll look up like a reference. References are your friends when you can't draw it from memory. I definitely have that philosophy. So let's draw this in like this. And then we'll be done with the base color. So I'm going to change this just because I have an action that kind of goes with this, with the word color. So I have to have it specific for that. Let's pick, let's start shading. I think I'm going to start with her dress. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to take a really quick potty break because I have yeah, I need a quick potty break. I have something prepared here if I can get it. Oops, cancel. If I can get it to work. I have this be right back because I knew I was drinking a lot of tea today, that I might need a quick little break. Let me see here. I need to show my timeline. I don't know if you guys will see this or not. And then the first one will be, I guess I've messed it up. First one will be this. Second one will be this. Oh, let's see here. I don't think I lined these up perfectly. And then we can just have this going, and I'll be right back. Just a second. Okay, I'm back. Let's see what I drew. I draw hands without fingers. I think fingers are the problem. Yeah, fingers are very they're difficult. I would say the best thing for fingers. I need to stop this animation. I was like, why isn't it doing what I'm asking? And let's see, window. I want to take off the timeline now. There we go. Back to the drawing. Let's see. if you want to draw fingers, I would say the best thing to remember when you're drawing them, like if you have your palm here and you want to draw your fingers, oops, a little too far up there. The best thing to remember is, besides the shape of them, which I'm not really nailing here, but we'll just do this quickly, is to make sure you give them space between each other, like this one right here, because when you draw them like bumped up right against each other, they just look a lot weirder. You know what I mean? I mean, you can do it, but let's see here. I don't know. You were gone. I didn't even realize. I was just talking about how when you draw fingers, one of the more important things I would say is to make sure you draw that like gap in between them. I think that a lot of people kind of miss out on that, or they don't draw it like in that U shape, or they draw it like a V like that, and I don't think it looks as good. So I would say if there's any space at all, do that U shape, and that will be, I think that's very helpful for me at least. Okay, so let me see here. Thank you, R. Martin. R. Martin. R. Fine Art. My brain is silly. Yeah, you could draw robot hands with big gaps if you want VTech. Okay, so I think I was going to start on her dress, so we'll get that going. I'm going to reselect all this. You can also select by color range if you're, this is another thing, so some people do that instead, but I just like selecting it, yes, by hand. And then this will be definitely the most challenging part, so I'm going to just kind of knock it out first. So starting at the top, I'm going to start over here. Starting at the top, I'm going to start over here. Perfect. And then I'm going to just sort of wing it. I think when I first started, I guess like drawing in an illustrative style, or like cell shading, I could say it, I was always concerned that I would draw it wrong, and now I'm just like, wing it. If it looks weird, I'll fix it later. Definitely something. Oh, just trying to close this window that popped up here. Okay, VTech, I hope you have a good night. Thanks for coming by and talking and having a little bit of fun. Let's see. Have you ever tried doing art without line art, or more especially color line art? Oh, you mean just like leaving it like black, or do you mean like doing like vector art where you don't have any lines, it's all just like shapes? I'm very reliant on my sketching, but I suppose if I did do that, it would probably be more for like the painterly style. So I don't know. I've probably tried it in the past, but it's not like something I'd try very often. Well, have a good night, VTech. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I lose my place in the comment section sometimes, and then I'm a little bit worried. I'm gonna take another quick drink. Yeah, I'm not. I could try that sometime as a challenge, I think, Muffetoons. But I tend to more or less rely on line art. I mean, you can see if you planned it out, you could just do the shapes without the line art. I don't know. I guess I like line art. Yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna get this under here where the shadow would be right at the bend of the fabric. The colorblind challenge. I don't know about the colorblind challenge. I did something called in the negative challenge where I inverted the colors of my computer and I tried to get them right, and kind of based on what I thought they would be, and I ended up drawing like a purple faced person. But that was fun, if it's anything like that. The colorblind challenge, maybe is that where you turn your colors like off or something in your monitor, and then you just pick them at random and draw them in. Because I don't know if I've ever tried that. I think there's a challenge out there, like where you like have a randomized color picker, and so you just like as you're going along, the timer runs out, and all of a sudden you have to change your color no matter what you were doing to another color. And people have done that, and they've made like really colorful like paintings and stuff. And I've thought about doing that. I have like a lot of challenges I would like to do more of because I think they are fun. I don't know, it's been harder for me to record lately. Part of my hesitation is like I won't have a lot of time. Colorblind challenge is putting your screen black and white, and then you color the character, turn the colorblind off, and see the product. That might be fun. I should try that sometime. Maybe I'll do it during a stream or something. And see how it turns out. Let's see here. I'm gonna get some color on her butt, or some shading really. I think we'll have one over here. I want the light to hit her face, I think. You know how models and stuff are always told to find the light. So most likely the light will be coming from, you know, the left to the right. So I'm trying to think, you know, the shadows then, for that reason, the shadows will be on the same side, the same orientation. So I'm going to try to fit these in like this. And then I can't quite see. I think that looks right. And so they'll all be kind of behind the shadows based on where my future light source will be, or I guess my current light source. Aaron Burr, wait for it, Alexander H. Nah. It's from the musical Alexander Hamilton. I never saw that one. I mean, I don't know if they put it out for like the main audiences. I don't think I've ever been to a musical, other than like school ones, a musical play, or even like a play. No, I don't think I have. I'm trying to think of any that I might have. I've participated in some. When I was in elementary school, there was a play with a singing part, and I know I auditioned, and some other girl auditioned, and she got it. And the teacher like gave me the narrator's part because she's like, well, I want you to remember, or I don't want anyone to forget their lines, and I know that you're really good at memorizing lines or something like that. And then the girl that got the singing part, all 3 nights that we performed it, she completely forgot it, and I had to just stop and skip the song. And I was always like, you know, you should have given it to me. One of those weird little things. I'm sure she probably had a much better singing voice than me, and that was part of it. But I did think that was weird that the teacher had like purposely pulled me aside and told me it's because she was worried about people forgetting their lines, and then the girl who got it got her lines. I don't know. I felt bad for her. She was really embarrassed afterwards. And she wasn't really my friend, but she wasn't like, you know, we just didn't really know each other that well. I see I'm missing a line here. I'll have to fix that, but I don't want to. I guess I could just do it right now. I'll save this path so I don't lose it. And then I'll go up here to this line. Oh, I'm missing something. Wait, can you do Mary Poppins someday? Oh, okay. Sorry, I was reading. Yeah, I can try to do Mary Poppins someday. That would be fun. Maybe I'll do like a painting of her. Yeah, we weren't like friends, but we weren't like, you know, I guess accomplices or acquaintance. She went on to a different school, I think, soon after. We were like, I don't know. I don't want to pretend like she was some big rival or anything. I mean, I know I'm remembering this now, oddly, years later, but at the time I didn't hold it against her or anything. I just remember thinking it was weird. And somehow my brain has brought me back to that. So, random thought. of the day, I guess. Let's see, I'm gonna keep doing these wrinkles. Yeah. Let's see here. I always say, let's see here. I get like increasingly close to the monitor. I think I don't like this, so I'm gonna just change that up. Those times when you know someone, but at the same time you don't know them. Yeah, well, you know how in school you're not like friends with everyone, but you're not like, you know, mean or anything to them. You just don't really hang out outside of school. I went to the same like elementary school from, it was sort of a smaller one, from kindergarten or from first grade all the way up, and just so I really knew pretty much everyone, but you know, you knew them, but you didn't really hang out with them. She ended up being like a cheerleader later in high school, and I was more kind of with the outcast nerd crews and stuff. I mean, my friends and I weren't like nerds, but we weren't like we weren't cheerleaders, and we definitely were more of the like poorer side of students. Like a lot of people got cars and stuff when they turned 16, and my friends and I were broke. So, that kind of makes a difference too, I think, sort of whether you hang out with people. Weird tangents I'm going on, I know. Hello, Chrissy Canvas Art. Oh, well, thank you for stopping by. I hope you're enjoying your painting. If anyone out there is interested in looking at like, I don't know if you use oil paints. I think you use something, maybe you use acrylics, but she does really lovely paintings. They're very colorful and they have lots of fun texture. So anyone out there who's interested in that, you should definitely check it out. Yeah, I think I think I'm almost done with the line. I mean with the all right, Chrissy, have a good day. I think I'm done with the shading. I don't see any more that I want to do. So I'm going to go up to this one. Let's pick our shading colors. So I'm going to go with probably like a green saturated blue. Let's yay cheerleader team and nerd team. I'm the extrovert and introvert kind of type. When you animate, you need to talk to someone. Yeah, that's why I typically either listen to music, although I get kind of sick of listening to the same music after a while. I have I listen to it on Pandora Radio. But I've listened to audiobooks, but I don't get the like paid ones. So they're just like the older ones and stuff. And that kind of helps too sometimes. Or I listen to podcasts every once in a while. But I'm definitely like that. I don't like working in silence. So let's see. If this, we'll go 50, we'll go 20, and then I will flip it. Maybe that's a little too fuzzy. Let's take a look. I think that is a little too fuzzy. Yeah, I'm going to go back. The 50 and the 20 are okay with me. Or maybe 50, and then instead of 20, I'll do... I'm talking about how much I'm pixelating, or feathering the radius, rather. I'll do 15 instead of 20. And then I'll do, for the final one, 5. And that'll just create a little bit more of a crisper line. I missed this side over here. I guess I can zoom in while I do these. So let's do one more little thing here before I commit. I'm going to move these lines in here and move this one out here. Just listen to Warriors audiobook. I recommend it. Guess the movie. Is it Warriors? I don't know Warriors audiobook. Oh, is this Jurassic Park? Or Land Before Time? Or what other dinosaur movies are there? There was like a weird movie in the 80s where Whoopi Goldberg was a cop with a dinosaur partner, or am I making that? Maybe that was a weird dream I had. I think that was an actual movie. It's probably not the movie. Jurassic Park, okay. Let's see. I think that looks good. oh, I did this online. Of course I did. Let's lock the line art because I know I'll be doing that later. Just one more time. Everyone's like, why do you keep doing the same one? So we're gonna fill 50, 15, and then 5. And there we go. I just have a couple little straggly pieces that missed out. I'm going to select them, and we'll just make them the default dark color. And then I want this back area here, maybe just this side. We'll add an extra layer with overlay. You saw Land Before Time? Hello Denise, how are you? Land Before Time is like such a great animated movie, but it's so depressing. Yeah, so we'll have this, oh, I don't want overlay, I want multiply. We'll have this layer here to kind of, you know, so her dress is in shadow there. Okay, so I've obviously messed up here too. But I think what happened was I just didn't connect them, so I'll just go in and fix this by hand. So I'll select this, and let's do this one too. Thank you, Denise. I'm drawing Alice from Alice in Wonderland, if that wasn't obvious. We're having a lot of fun. She's kind of pouty, but we're having a lot of fun drawing her. So we'll just kind of fix that up. I think that just wasn't connected. And let's add a little bit here and here, over here. Okay, let's see. Now we're guessing, is this Frozen? We have snowflakes and snowmen and a family. I'm trying to think of other snow movies. There's the Santa Claus, but there's nothing to do with Christmas there. I'm guessing Frozen. Okay, so there's her dress shaded. Do one more thing real quick. I select just this bottom part, and I select this, and I'll go to the multiply, and let's do this at a 50% opacity. We'll multiply this too. Of course, it's really easy, Frozen. And then I'll do this. So we have a little bit of a gradient. I think that'll look a little nicer. Okay, now let's do her hair. And I guess we don't have a lot to select for that. We'll go up here and start shading, or you know, putting in the shading shapes of it. Like that and like that. Let's see here. And then yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go too fancy. I might add some straight lines. I colored it very blocky here, but I think for this one I'll add some, like, you know, strands and stuff. Give it a little bit of more of a detailed shape. Yeah, I'm trying to think of another emoji movie. Unfortunately, my emojis don't work for some reason. I have to go into my Messenger app and type them out and then copy them and then paste them. I can't get them to work. For a while they worked in YouTube. I can't get them to work anymore. I don't know why. Actually, I don't want this. I want this to curve up under here like that. And then we could have, you know, like a strand here of shade. Of shade? Yeah, of shade, I guess. A darker strand for the shading here and here. I don't want this to be so jaggedy, so I'll kind of shape it out like this. And then she'll have the contour to the curls here. Maybe that's going to look a little strange. So let's bring it in a bit like that. And yeah, something like that. I got my squeaky chair. And then we'll have it go in like that. That's probably good. And then I will do some strands here as well. We'll see how I like these. If I don't like them, I can always just delete them. It's all about trial and error. We'll do one back here too. So she's gonna have, maybe I should have the hair back here actually just go all in shadow. since, like I said, the light would be coming where her face, you know, down on her face, so there'd be a little shadowy area here. So I'm gonna just do that, and if I don't like it, I'll change it. Let's try this. So let's get some shade colors here. I'll pick kind of a orangish, we'll pick kind of a bright orange, and then I'm gonna go with more of a brown for the shadow, little shadowy part. I go do kind of like a mid-tone shadow, and then like a I don't know, shadow, a darker shadow. So we'll do that for the orange, and then I'll do this at, I think we were doing it 5 pixels. So that looks good, hopefully. And I might do, oh, I think your thing, I think your thing just got blocked by YouTube. It like warns me. It says this message is held. But sorry. Okay, I'm going to select all this and do her, actually I think I'll do some highlights a little bit in her hair before we go on. So just a few like little strands of them. Yeah, elevate the coloring a little bit. So we'll give some nice little thin lines for the highlight, and then I'll go over with overlay, or color dodge rather, and give that like shiny band of hair that everyone puts in for their drawings and their animes and stuff. Give her a little bit of light. Let's see, something over here maybe, a little bit in the back of her head possibly. Let's see how I like these. And maybe one back here. Maybe I don't want it to quite line up with the shadow one. I think it looks a little bit weird. Oh, hello, Egyptian Gamer Geek. How were you? What videos were you watching? I hope you enjoyed them. Let's see here. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. Let's match that one up. And then I don't think I want white, so we'll do just like this nice little yellow. And we'll fill path 20. You won't be able to see much, and then we'll fill path 4. And then she'll have just a few little shiny parts there to her hair. Maybe I could have done a few more, but we're going to take the color dodge now. So I'll add that in here. So I go my brush to 0 hardness, that looks good. And I'm going to turn the opacity down too. And then I'm going to go to color dodge. I'm going to go to my original base layer, which I just labeled C. And I think that's a little too bright still. So we'll go down to like 11. And we'll just give her that band of color there. And we'll do one little smaller one there. And that little bit of a highlight. And maybe we'll do one in the back here too. And then we'll do a little bit of a round there. Okay. So there, that looks good. I might got my squeaky chair. Just vids of people. Oh, I see. Who do you ship Connor with? I say Connor and Chloe, Cara, and Ralph too, and Alice is their child. I don't know. I don't know who I ship Connor with. It's kind of a weird question because I think of Connor as being a little bit like a child, because I don't know how old he technically is, but then, you know, androids don't have the like emotional developments that we do. So I think I would probably ship him with another android if that's, but I don't know who. I don't know who with. Did you say Tut? Oh, I see. She made the face thing. King Tut. I think he's joking about your emoji face with the crying. Yeah, King Tut. How old was he when he died? I think he was a youngin', but he had a pretty famous tomb. I learned some of that Egyptian history back in, I think, grade school, and I don't think I ever covered it again, which is a shame. I took a world history class in high school that was all boring Europe. My teacher was a little bit obsessed with Russia. So mostly we just learned about Russia, and it wasn't even like the good stuff. It was just like pre World War II, pre the Cold War kind of Russia stuff. Like, I guess when they still had czars and stuff. But I don't know. It wasn't like, you know, it's hard to hold your attention when you're 15, 16, 17 with like pre-Russian. I just didn't find it very exciting. I find history a little more exciting now that I'm older. But I definitely was my least favorite in class. You pronounce it as Toot. Is it King Toot? Yeah, I did know that Hitler... hold on a second, just a second. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Yeah, I did know that Hitler, he liked to draw or paint or something, and he was rejected from an art institute, and some people think that might have somewhat stemmed his dislike because I don't remember, it's in Austria, and I don't remember where the institute was, but I don't think it was in Austria. It might have been like Poland. I could be getting this all wrong. Thank you. Bless you. That's cute. Yeah, I know that he had very boring paintings where he just basically he painted exactly what was there, but not even like with a very good technique, and he didn't put any kind of passion or anything into it, so people were like, well, that's really boring, and, and he became a very terrible person. So I guess that kind of reflected him. He's not a good person. Stating the most obvious. Yeah, I know that he's probably not as internet famous, but Churchill really liked to paint, and he did a lot of ponds. I learned this from the movie, or I mean the Netflix show The Crown. So I don't know the historical accuracy of it, but he liked to paint the pond in his backyard that he put in after his daughter died. So they were a little bit more like emotional paintings. I think he had more of a stylistic thing, like sort of a Claude Monet style or something. And Churchill was kind of who went against Hitler on the English side. So that's why that's relevant, I guess. So it's kind of interesting that he wasn't like a famous artist or anything, but he had a lot more, you know, artistic talents. You're only missing 9 subs. Taking another quick drink. Are you almost at 200? So he was like a Tim Burton of the old times. I don't know about Tim Burton. It was more, do you know who not Monet. Is it Monet? I think it's Monet, the one that did the ballerinas and stuff. He has that, like, do you know Starry Night? I don't think it's by him, but it's sort of that same kind of style where it's really wild and textured and lots of colors and stuff. That's kind of what I'm talking about. I think that's good for her shading. Well, let's try that out. Pick the skin shading. So give her a nice orange for the first tier shade, and then like a nice red, I guess, for the second tier shade as usual. But let's see, these might not be saturated enough. I am online, so let's see. And I don't want just that one. There we go. So we'll go 50, and then we'll go 15, and then I'll go 5. Let's see how this looks. I think that's good. Did you know that Tim Burton is directing the next live-action Disney Dumbo movie? I think it's coming out possibly at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. That'll be an interesting one. I'm going to shift again in my seat. Clicky, squeaky noises. Take another quick sip. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember Dumbo, but it will be an interesting movie, I'm sure. Sorry. You love Tim Burton movies, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and 9. And a fun fact is that 9 was released September 9th, 2009. And this year is the movie's 9th birthday. Well, that's quite a fact. I didn't know that Tim Burton directed 9. Excuse me. That's interesting. I knew that he did Nightmare of Elm Street. I think he did Beetlejuice and The Corpse Bride. Yeah, that's interesting that he did 9. Maybe he didn't do Beetlejuice. Maybe that was another guy. No, it had to have been Tim Burton. I don't know. I don't know. I might be wrong. Oh, he did Alice in Wonderland. Oh, that's a tie-in. Nice tie-in. So let's see here. Going to get this bow area, and I think that's about the last thing. You know, this white color is the last thing to shade, and then we'll be going into the finishing touches. I might add a nice background. I think a background would really throw this all together. You saw the trailer for Dumbo, and I saw his name, I screeched. He's a great guy. I mean, I don't know if he's a good person in real life, but he's a good director. Oh, what's coming up? Something's just come up. I have like these browser windows come up when I hit a certain key by accident. It just switches over to them. A little bit strange. Okay, here, where was I? Do the bow. I think he used to be married to Helen Bohema Carter, who I think is a good actress. She was in, oh, she's been in all those movies, hasn't she? She was in Alice in Wonderland as the evil queen, and she was in, I don't know, she was in Fight Club and some other ones. I think she's fun. Okay, let's see. And then he has Johnny Depp in quite a few of his. The Mad Hatter, and did Tim Burton do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? He might have. That was another team-up movie, perhaps. So let's just get her stockings in here real quick, and then we'll take a look and see. I guess I'll have to do her face and all those finishing touches. We want maybe like a blue. I think I was going for a blue. So we'll have, let's have like a nice saturated middle shadow. And then the darker shadow will be kind of more of a darker gray. Let's see. We'll go to expand path. And let's see here. So we'll do fill path, 50. Whoops, I don't want stroke path. Fill path, 15, and then 5. It's the 5 kind of mark. And I don't, is that dark enough? I think we'll make it a little bit darker for this one. And then fill path again. Maybe that's too dark now. I'm indecisive. We'll make it a little bit less dark. So maybe right at that level. That looks good. Okay, and then I want to do the same thing I did earlier where I take these whites and I go down to this and I just have a little bit of a bright gradient. Is this showing up? Oh, I have this on multiply, that's why. I'll change this all back to normal and we'll have that there. Maybe I'll do a separate one for the apron that got kind of lost in that. Let's see. And Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was also one of his creations. What's my favorite movie? Yours is Wall-E. I really like Wall-E. I don't know if I have a favorite movie. It kind of depends on like the mood. Sometimes I like superhero movies, and sometimes I like I don't know what movie. But the Pixar, Wall-E is a great, it might be my favorite Pixar movie for sure, that Wall-E movie. My country is so hot the ice cream melts once you get it out of the freezer. I call it milk soup. Oh no, that's terrible. You're lactose intolerant but still eat it. How could you resist ice cream? Do they sell like, I guess it would be like soy ice cream? Maybe you could try that. I don't know if it would be nearly as good. But let's see, I think I want this to be a little brighter. We'll go in with this color here for her. I need to be on the color layer too. Get her eyes nice and shined up here. And give her that and that. It's it hasn't been as hot here. I guess the Dominican Republic is right by the equator, so I don't even do you get many like season changes and stuff there? I don't know. I wouldn't want to live somewhere where there weren't many seasons, but I know it's not like you have a choice sometimes where you live. I would say it would be really nice in the winter when it's freezing everywhere else and you're just chilling on a beach or something. Let's see, does that look matched up? Yeah, I think so. And then we'll add the, before we go on, I want to add the shadow. Where was my multiply layer? I think it was here. So we'll, oops, I want this hardness 0. And we'll add that nice shadow in so her eyes look a little bit more natural and not so boggled out. And then I'm going to create a highlight layer. Highlight layer. You'll try this. So I've never tried it, so maybe it's no good. I don't know. And then I'm going to turn my hardness back up and turn my opacity back up. Give her a nice highlight. So I want this at 100. Give her a nice highlight in the eyes. Something like that. Just something matching. I think that looks okay. That's why you drink it in a mug. Well, you have ice cream in a bowl. I guess a mug isn't too separate. It's only breezy in the so-called winter. Oh, see, I live in the Rocky Mountains, which is very cold. I live at 8,000 feet elevation, which I can't even try to do that into kilometers. 8,000 feet. How many kilometers in a mile? 8,000 feet is like 1.5 miles about, which there's 2.2 kilometers in a mile. So you kind of figure it would be, I don't know, 2.2 and then 1.5. I'm done trying to do math. It's very high up, very, very thin air. And because of that, the weather extremes, I just realized I missed this. So I'm going to do this real quick. And because of that, the weather extremes are quite a bit. So we have some winters, it's where it doesn't really snow much, but it's cold all the time. And we have some winters where it snows once. And it's so cold that the snow doesn't melt until spring. So you just have this dirty, like, compact snow out there for the whole winter. It's kind of funny. And then sometimes it snows a lot and it doesn't ever melt. You'd have to go out and plow it, and you have to go scrape like an inch of ice off your car, and it's no fun. You should go there. It sounds cool. Yeah, I get it. It's definitely more magical when it's snowing, when you don't have to like go out. When you have to go out and go somewhere, it's not. But like when you're home, you can just go out and enjoy it for a minute and then come back in. It's a lot more fun. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna give this a quick shade. I don't think I'm gonna go to 50. We'll just go to 15 because it's so small, and then we'll do the darker one right away with fill path 5. Maybe a little bit darker than that. Almost black. Okay, that looks pretty good. And let's see. We were working on her face. I have this. Is this the multiply layer here? I should label it. Mom calls snow mierda blanca. Is that white? Oh, I know. I know. I guess I won't say it again. So she's not a fan, huh? Yeah, I think it depends. Like I said, it's kind of the experience you're going through. So let's give her a nice blush now. So we talked about giving her a nice, healthy, blushy glow. So we'll do that. I'll turn my harness all the way down. And yeah, we'll just do it right here, and I always do a little bit on the nose. We'll go over it one more time. Maybe that's a little too much, but let's give her lips some color too. And her upper lip will be a little bit darker than her bottom lip, so I'm going to go over a couple different times with that, and then we'll draw on that bottom lip. And then I think I have this a little bit too much here and here, so we'll go ahead and shrink that down. So yeah. I did her lips a little bit different in the one I did for the preview, the thumbnail. So I don't know, maybe I should have done them again like that. But I didn't, I thought a little bit closed off line would look weird. So we'll go for that look. I think that looks good. So she hates snow. And let's give her just like a generic leafy background. Here, I'll do this in case anyone's interested. Let's make a brush. So I'm saving it, and I'm going to open a new thing. It'll take it a minute. I don't know if the saving reads. It's at 57%, and the new document's coming up. I don't know if you'll see that. So let's make it 1 inch by 1 inch at 300. I'm going to create that, and then I'm going to go over to my live stream here and see. It'll take it a second, I think, before it switches over. I want to make sure. I was switching over with my thumbnail. I'm sure it'll show up. So I'll just keep going. So I'm going to make a custom brush for leaves, and we're just going to make some weird shapes like this. They're not going to be anything fancy. I have some nice custom brushes. I might use those too, but I want to use one for leaves maybe. So we'll do that. Maybe one more over here like that, and then I'm going to go to edit, define brush preset. I know you guys can't see that. I'll go ahead and say okay. I'll go back to this one here and open a new layer right over that background layer that I'll call leaves. And let's mess with this. And again, I don't think you'll be able to see, but I'm changing the spacing and the size jitter and the angle jitter and the maximum dynamic. Let's see, how's that looking? That looks pretty good. And we're going to do a little bit of scattering too, but not too much. Okay, so then let's pick some really bright colors. Be right back. Your iPad's dying. Oh no. I think we want to let's do like a nice purple, and I'm gonna probably I'm gonna end up blurring this like Gaussian blur. So I'll draw this like, you know, it's gonna have these sharp edges here, but then we'll change a little bit. So then I'm gonna make a highlight color. I'm gonna turn my brush down a little bit. We'll do some like highlighted areas over here and down over here and over here. Maybe like a nice bit there. And then maybe I'll do yeah, let's do like another sky. So I'm gonna go down to this layer where I had this down, and I think I'll do like a I'm trying to decide. I think I'll do like a blue color coming in, like it's the sky, something like that. And I want to make it fun, so let's make it kind of a purpley colored coming back down over here. And yeah, I think that looks good. we'll do a little bit more leaf work here. I'm going to do one more in the background and we'll make this one even blurrier. And instead of purple leaves, let's do like pink leaves, really bright pink leaves maybe. We'll make these maybe not quite that bright, I mean that color. So I'm doing these in the background, and these will be like a little bit different, like maybe trees or something. And then I'll go to red and we'll do, I guess that'll original color will be more like the highlight. So I'll put it in like that. And maybe a little bit of green too mixed in. That might look kind of cool. Thank you. No, that's too bright of a green. I think we want like a yellow green, and we're just gonna put little splotches here and here. We're gonna see how this looks when I blur it a bit more. So this first one in the leaves, I'm gonna go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and I'm going to I won't do it too much. I want a little bit of blur, maybe 10, 9, that looks pretty good. And then the background will be even more blurred. Oops, not filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And instead of 9, we'll go to like, yeah, 50. Okay, and then we're gonna go to a new layer. And this one will be in the foreground, and she'll be, she'll just have a few, let's choose another brush since we've done that brush a bunch. Let's pick, maybe this brush. Now that's more like a textured thing. I'm trying to pick the perfect brush. Maybe this brush. I think that'll be good. We'll have like kind of this bushy area here that's already blurred, so I won't have to worry. That's way too much. I went overboard. I won't have to worry about doing it. So we'll pick a darker color and go in and add some there. And then we'll have one, I guess we'll do one behind her. So we'll do one more layer here. Where's Rusmix? I don't know. We had a little bit of a talk a while ago, and I haven't really heard from him. It says he messaged me, and I forgot to check. My Google Hangouts used to show up in my email, and they don't anymore for some reason. And he messaged me. Now she's kind of like in this cloud. Okay, I think that's a little silly, but I like it. So the last thing I'm going to do is change the color of her line art. So let's change my brush back to the default one. Oh, I want this one actually. And we go 100%, hardness 100%. And let's pick a nice bright blue. So are those flowers? They're just a quick cheap background. Yeah, I think that looks good. Do I have my hardness? Oh, I put it at 0 instead of 100. I think this looks good for a highlight. I don't know what happened to Rusmix. He seems to be a little bit more absent. I think he feels a little bit let down by me because he wanted me to come on more often. But I was having a hard time this week with coming on even for my own stuff. I always think that he's mad at me. Poor Rusmix. So give her dress that nice blue color. Oh, I think my computer just lagged there for a minute. That was weird. And something like that. And we'll go carefully up here. How to do an easy background stream. Yeah, it's the cheap brush tricks. My sister's good. She's back at work and where she lives with her boyfriend and her dog and everything. So as far as I know, she's having a good week. She called the other day, but not much to talk about there, I guess. Yeah, I think Rusmix might have like he streamed for 10 days straight for like 9 hours a day And then I think he got a little bit burned out on it. So that's my guess, at least. Because I definitely feel that burnout if I don't pace myself. I've done that with a lot of projects where I'm like, I'm going to get this comic done in 2 days. This is no way you could get it done. You work really hard. You'll work like 12 hours in a day on it. And then eventually reach this, like, you're going along and you think you're doing great. And you eventually reach this, like, breaking point where you're like, I can't do it anymore. And that's my guess on maybe what's happened with him lately. He might have gotten a little burned out. But it's just a guess. I could be all wrong. Give her white lined for her stockings. And her area up here. I just lost a friend, even though it was a toxic relationship, because she would talk on my back. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a bummer when you have a friend who talks behind your back. It's hard sometimes. Sometimes it's best to just move on and don't let it get to you too bad. I assume everyone's gone through that. Yeah. Let's get this last little bit here. And like there. I'll pick a nice red for her skin line. Maybe that's a little too dark. Maybe a little bit brighter. It kind of depends on how the face looks. I do think I might have messed up her face a little bit. I probably should have gone in and fixed it at an earlier stage. But at this point, I'm gonna go with it. If you really were upset with it after you were done, you could go in and liquefy it. But I'm not that upset with it. I think it was just a little bit like this whole area at the top needs to be moved back a bit. Maybe I will mess with it with liquefy in the future if I post it anywhere. I think this is looking good. Do that last little bit with the line. Let's have a nice blue, I think, for her bow outline color. Exactly. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing this. Wow. Okay, bye. I'm tired now. And that's how animation really works. Yeah, it's definitely that burnout. You just want to end it all of a sudden. You're like, I can't go on. This is the end. Yeah, I think that looks good. We'll do my one last little fun finishing thing, and then I think I'm almost done. I'm gonna make an overlay. Nope, still can't spell it. Overlay. And I'm going to put this on the top. I'm going to go to this, and let's see. Let's make the bottom part here a little more green. Oh, I need to actually change the setting to overlay. Is that too much of a toxic green? Maybe that's a little too much of a toxic green. Let's make it a little bit of a darker green. Actually, I want my setting. I'll delete that and make it a little bit more of that green. We'll have a blue maybe coming from right above her head, and a purple over here. This will just give it kind of that, like, a little bit more of a worked on look. You drew a lot of animals before, and you still do. Also, I see improvement. I don't draw a lot of animals, but I've been trying to get a little bit better at them. I think that's it. I think I'm done. I think maybe I'll turn this down a little bit. It's overpowering it just a touch. But yeah, I think that is it. I wonder how long I've been live streaming for. Let me see here. I'm going to do one more quick thing here. Change that. I could see that was the realistic hair tutorial with a bland character video. Just wow. A lot of people said that looked like Chara. Does this say I've been streaming for 2 hours and 18 minutes? I think I'm done. I'm happy with it. Maybe I'll give her a little bit of a glow over the magic of it. So I'll select that. Make another layer. I don't usually use so many layers. Feather it out like I guess 100's okay. Only maybe we'll just, is that too much? Let's see, what color should her aura be? Maybe like a pink? Is that kind of a nice color? I think so. 1 hour of streaming still. Are you saying I should go for another hour? I think that's it. I'd like to do a stream maybe Wednesday night my time sometime. But I haven't gotten around to it yet. So maybe I'll do some more. I do like streaming, and I think that they're fun because I get to come in and see people and engage and stuff. But for now, I think I'm gonna call it. So, well, thank you, Muffa Tunes. You stayed with me. White or blue or even light blue. You think I should change it? Oops, not that. Let's we can change it to a blue color. Saturation, something like that. A little bit more. Maybe a little darker than that. There she goes. She's a little bit blue now. Yeah, what do I do for a living? Right now, I mostly take care of my family. So, usually I just do like art stuff. That's just kind of a, if I get commissions or whatever. So, yeah, so art stuff is the answer. But I think I'm gonna have to go now. So thank you, Muffatoons, for sticking with me, and thanks to everyone else who came by. And if you're watching this in the future archived, I hope you enjoyed. And if anyone has any suggestions for anything in the future, I think next week I'll be painting Little Red Riding Hood. So I'll do a digital painting. I usually switch between illustrating and painting. So tune in for that. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Take care, and I will see you in my next video.